to my channel. I have 5 kiddos. We're on our 5th year homeschooling. We use the Timberdoodle kits, and like, subscribe, do all the things. Today I'm going to be sharing what we are doing for 1st grade. So like, subscribe, and welcome to my video. All right, so Timberdoodle sends this awesome handbook with all of their kits, and I love it because they explain all the different courses and works that they have for you. And then what is so awesome is they have a weekly schedule that they have that's also online. So their online schedule is amazing. You put in the day you're going to start school, your last day of school, the days of the week you want to do school. So we're doing Monday through Thursday, and that's just because we want a lighter workload during the week because we have Girl Scouts and field trips and the museum days, all that good stuff. So they have an awesome schedule, weekly schedule in their kit, and it kind of gives you an idea of what is expected for every single work they have here. Now, for language arts, they have this awesome game, and this is an older kit, and so I think I bought this in 2021, I think it was, and there's 4 die here, or dice, and so we basically just roll the dice and come up with a story. And 2 years ago when Samuel was doing this, I got a notebook and I started writing our stories, and so I have them from when we did it years back, and they're pretty hilarious stories, you know, like there's all these different graphics, and they're just super fun to kind of work through. Okay, now for cursive, we are going to have them do handwriting without tears, and I have a couple different handwriting books for cursive, and we also do the rainbow letters from Montessori, and that's really fun in the beginning. And I like handwriting without tears just because it's easy, it's simple. I also have the building traditional cursive. I think this is also in the Target like dollar section, but I got this off Amazon. I think it was like $3. It wasn't too bad, but it's super thin, like paper thin. I think it's probably 30 pages. It's 32 pages. And I thought this was, you know, easy, simple pages. And I don't have them do a whole page a day. I'll probably have them do a line or 2 per day. So in one whole week, we finish a whole entire spread. And this is just getting that practice of doing the different strokes. Now for their kits, Timberdoodle does not have Explode the Code, but I love Explode the Code. The Montessori school that we came from was working with this as well. And so he is right now working through A, B, and C. He's on C right now. And so I just love how it reinforces what we're learning and all about reading. He's gonna be doing 1 through 3, and they're just really simple pages. I have him do like 1 or 2 a day, depending on how he feels. And I just love them. And then basically, I think it was book 1 through 2, but I have 3 just in case. And then in 2nd grade, it's 3, 4, and then possibly 5, and then so on. Now, for spelling, we do Spelling You See, and he is still in a horizontal kind of way for these books, which I like. And then, I think in 2nd grade is when it finally turns. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think in 3rd grade is when it turns, but it starts just with the 3-letter digraphs and, you know, phonetics and short sounds. And so he copies it down, and it's 36 whole lessons, and it's A, B, C, D, and E. And we just do 1 letter a week. And it comes with a writing guide. Yes, here's the writing guide for him. And I just kind of put this up on the wall for him as well. And there's a dictation page at the end. And the teacher's guide looks like this. And so I don't have the cover. I don't even know where it went, but it explains the different sequencing, what we're kind of learning that week, and then it has the words that he is going to be writing down. So for writing, we have daily 6 trait, and I love this because they're very simple, very easy pages to work through. So there's lesson, you know, there's day 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then on the 5th day, they just do a journal down here. And for him, I got him his very special like primary composition notebook, and I typically have them write on one side and then draw it on this side. And I need to probably buy him one where he's just writing on the bottom and then a blank space at the top. But I don't know, we'll see. For art, we're gonna just do art next because it's right here. We have the artistic patch, and this is again in one of their old kits that from 2021 or something like that. But in their newer kits, they have really cool art sets as well. And this is using that foil kind of paper. I got him this like sketch kind of, you know, thing to do because he's going to be doing a lot of drawing. And so this will be fun for him to kind of have on hand to do what he needs to do with coloring and what have you. This was like $19.99 on Amazon, so it wasn't too bad. And then we have this clay coloring, and this clay does not dry, which is super cool. And then they're going to be, you know, doing these 4 different animals here, and we still have the ones that Ada did. So we have this non-messy paint set. I love this. These ones I believe are postcards. I think this was actually part of the kindergarten kit, and we just never got around to doing it, so I'm not going to purchase the one for first grade. We're just going to go ahead and finish this for him. And I, just for pencil help and just lines and everything else, we're going to be working through these mazes. And Samuel really liked this. It just helps with different pencil control and, you know, eye-hand coordination for the pencil and everything else. And then we also have What's New, What's Missing. This is such a fun book to go through, you guys. They get to kind of draw their own things here. They get to kind of, you know, come up with their, you know, what's in their aquarium, what's in their lab, what's in, you know, their garden, and you know, figure out what's missing with the flower shop. And so this was really fun. And Todd Parr did this awesome book, and it is not in print in Amazon, so you definitely have to get it from Timberdoodle. But Create Your Own Planet is so fun. I have them for Ada and Samuel, and it even has like, you know, draw your own underwear, your own shoes, you know, what do pets look like, and what do socks look like on your planet. And there's really fun stickers for your first grader to use, and they loved working through this book. And I don't remember who, you know, what kiddo this happened with, but one of them finished super fast because they loved it. And so then I said, hey, why don't you go back in your photos and your pages? And I said, hey, why don't you go back through your book and add detail, you know, like read through it again. So one of them got to kind of go through it twice, which was really cool. Alrighty, for reading, we are going to be working through All About Reading. I love them so much. They really work through, you know, phonetics and blending, and I like the different tiles that we have on a chalkboard. I also have the app. Get the app, it's so much easier. And then they have their activity book. I went ahead and pre-cut everything, you guys. Mommy tip here, this is gonna help you out. Or comment below with what you do and how you organize. Now, some people put it in a binder and rip everything out. I didn't have time to do that. I just taped, Ziploc bagged it in there, and I think that was so fun. For me, at least, to kind of do. And then in the beginning, I don't know if I have it here, but I would cover the words with like a post-it, not a post-it or an index card to kind of just cover up some of the words so it's easier for the kiddo to read. And then it comes with these 2 read-alongs, these different readers, and they're very easy. The text and the illustrations are easy and simple to kind of, it doesn't, you know, distract the student from what they're trying to read. And I really like these readers, and there's 2 of them. For history, there is this awesome scrunch map, and I don't know if he's doing the United States one or if he's doing the all world one, but this is what we have. I think my 5th grader is supposed to have the United States one, and I love it because you can just crunch it up and then put it back in here and hang it on his little pegboard when, you know, we need to put it away. And it's kind of fabricy, so it's nice to kind of lay flat, and we can put it anywhere we need to, or just do a section of it. We are going to be working through Story of the World, book 1. As a family, we were doing this, but my girlies, again, are going to be in 5th and 7th grade, and they don't necessarily need to be doing this with the family. And there's awesome coloring pages, and so what I do is I just, in the past, I would photocopy the different the coloring pages, and we would color it as we were listening to the story. So I might do that for him, or I just might have him you know, draw his own picture, like show this to him and say, okay, now you draw it and you color it, because before they would just color it really fast and then the story wasn't done with the CD. It comes with the CD or the book. I don't read out loud, I just put the CD in. And it has the famous figures, and so you just kind of cut it out and use those little pin things and make your own figures with it. So this will be really fun for them to use. Alrighty, for science, we are going to be doing real science for kids, and we have not used this before, so I'm very excited. It's very simple, easy, it's very colorful, it's big text. So he technically, if he was you know, there are some words like unnecessarily. I don't know if he would be able to read that, but he could probably read some of this and I could read alongside with him, or we could follow along. And so I just like that it's colorful, it's easy, it's simple, it's not too, you know, cluttered. And the illustrations are just so fun for this. And so there is a online digital kind of download that goes with this, where there's worksheets and there's online experiments that you could do and just buy the things for. For critical thinking, there is this game that I have for her to kind of work through, and it's dinosaurs. I believe there's 80 different challenges, and then you kind of set it up and then solve the different puzzle. And then there's also the cats, I forgot what it's called, like cat and dog or cat and mouse, I don't remember. But it comes in this box here, and you have to make the different pathways for your animal, for your different prompts, whatever it's telling you to do. And here is what the booklet looks like, so you guys can see. And so I basically have them do 2 to 3 per week, and then they just check it. Obviously, if it didn't work, then they got it wrong. For just some added critical thinking and coding, we are going to be doing the Building Coding Smart Start workbook, and I have them do about 4 pages with me per week. And so this is really fun to kind of work through. And then we have critical and creative for first grade. There are 3 pages per topic, and so it's really fun. They have one for Christmas or Hanukkah, Valentine's Day, spring, summer, Halloween, 100th day of school. They have one for fish and butterflies and bees, and it's just really fun for the kiddos to work through. And then for math, we have these wrap-ups, and you guys, I cannot find my subtraction one, but this one is the addition one, and they just, I don't know if you guys have this or not, but you just have the 3 plus 1, and then you find it on the other side, and then they can kind of see if they got it right. When if they do it, it matches the thing, the answer on the back. And so this is kind of nice for them to independently work on while, I'm in between lessons or something like that. Now we have Mobi for kids, and this is a really, guys, all my stuff is kind of dirty. I don't know how you keep all your homeschool stuff. It's probably like cheese or something, who knows? That's really horrible and disgusting. But anyway, this is these little tiles here, and I think for when I did this with the kids, we said, oh, let's try to build the biggest one together rather than mommy and the child being kind of like at it. Okay, so for math, we're gonna be doing 100 days of time tests, and this is just to kind of reinforce the different math problems, and I'll probably just do half a page with him or 1 page a day. We'll see how that kind of goes. It's the first time I'm using this. And our main thing that we're using is Math UC, and I love Math UC. It's mastery based. We have the manipulatives over there, so they have to build it, say it, write it, and really master it before they move on. And so letters A, B, and C are lesson problems, are problems from the lesson, and D, E, and F are systemic review, and then G is an application page. And so we really like that for the kiddo. I do have kindergarten, first grade, second grade writing in the book. When they become in third grade, I have them use a math journal. There is a test page, and then there's also 4 different unit tests, and then a final test, or 2 different unit tests, and then a final test at the very end. Also for critical thinking and math, we have this puzzle, and I think it's called Mini Lux. And then there's these different workbooks that they kind of set up their board and try to solve the problem, which is fun to independently do when I am in between lessons. And then lastly, we have test prep. Now, test prep is something that we start in October because it's just great to kind of get a gauge on where my kiddo is. Texas State does not require testing or records or any of that kind of stuff. So if your state needs testing, make sure you check into that. I don't know if this kind of covers that or not, but this is what we use just as a principal or teacher of our homeschool. I like to use this to see if we missed anything or if we still need to cover anything. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.